Ah, yes. Welcome, all of my friends, to Couch Pilots, the show that dares to fly into the unknown territory of awful television pilots of the past. My name is Jason, but you can call me the Black Billy Goat Gruff, and across from me, as always, is my Captain Philip Ressisher. I love you. How are you?
You're a Billy Goat, and I'm what? You just said Captain.
And you will answer my questions 3.
How am I?
Right.
I'm doing better. I've struggled the last month or so, right?
Every time I look at you, you seem to be in a state of struggle. Just like physically. Clenching, a lot of squinting, weathered skin.
Oh, yeah. Weathered skin for sure. And not too long ago, I woke up one morning and I didn't recognize myself in the mirror because my face was so swollen and my eyes were so swollen.
From what? Alcohol abuse?
Yes, and tears and alcohol abuse and stress and...
Life had really done a number on you that evening.
Yeah. So
I've never woken up and not recognized myself. There might be something much deeper going on than that.
Well, Molly said, "What's wrong with you? What happened to you?"
Even she didn't know what was going on.
She's like,
"Did you get attacked by bees in the sleep?"
got a big beehive right behind her headboard, and I don't understand why. I usually leave them alone. If you leave bees alone, they'll leave you alone.
Well, that's not necessarily been my experience.
That's true.
Yellow Jackets really tore me
You
up.
weren't leaving them alone. You were mowing over their home.
And then, did I tell you that I poured gasoline into the ground?
Did you light it?
No. I never.
Right next to your natural gas line.
Yeah. No, I saw someone do it online where they did light it on fire, but to get rid of the ground hornets, I just took a can of gasoline and I poured it directly into the ground at dusk when they're not busy. And
when they're on break.
Yeah, they're all in there punching the time clock. But I thought it was bizarre that I just felt weird with a can pouring gas into the ground. That's like I'm filling up the planet or something, like ready to take it for a spin. It was weird.
That's where it came from. You got to put it back.
What the fuck is that?
Sorry. I'm sitting here quiet. I felt weird.
Let's introduce that guy and then another guy too.
Yeah, well, we have, as you know, we had a flood in the plane for the second time since we've owned this plane. Mm-hmm. Okay,
it happened a few weeks ago. We're kind of getting out of the woods there.
Sure, and we had a couple gentlemen who worked for the cleanup crew, the ServPro people.
Yeah,
and
that's short for service professionals,
right? And we found out that they do podcasts, and so you're like, guys, you did such a great work cleaning this stuff up. We can't pay you.
Yeah, we oh my God, we wish we could. We wish we could pay you.
But if we'll bring you on the show, we're going to barter with you. You did all this work for us.
We'll plug their shit.
And we'll plug the stuff, and you'll get 2 or 3 listeners out of it. Because only 7 people listen to this show.
That's pretty good. And that's 50% of our listeners. That's good.
It's pretty good.
That's a good deal for you guys.
And I'm the window washer, so it doesn't take me long.
Yeah.
Just got those little bitty.
They're tiny
windows. Yeah. So
but I'm amazed that you can put stuff in your pocket and then turn around and wipe. When you put your towel in your pocket, and then you hit a little squeegee thing. You're so fast at it.
Yeah. Well, years of practice,
That's Tim.
That's Tim.
Hello, Tim.
Hi, the master of the mini squeegee.
Yeah.
Big squeegee's too big for those little ones. It's like just like 2 or 3 inches.
That's all we need.
Little bitty guy.
That's all we need. Keep it clean.
Yeah.
Now you've noticed that we've broken quite a few of the windows. These replacement windows we have in, do they look sealed good enough?
They look okay. Yeah, they look okay.
Did you look at it all, or?
I mean, I don't repair the windows. Okay. I just clean them. So
okay.
What do I know?
I saw him putting bubble gum over some of the cracks here.
Oh, that's perfect.
Fine.
I thought it'd help you out.
Well, yeah, because at the high altitude, the bubble gum will get hardened.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It creates a vacuum. Yeah, it's a natural sealant. And that guy that you heard say natural sealant, his name is Brian, and I think his last name is White Wolf. Is that right?
Right.
So they call you Wolfie?
I'm Native American.
Oh, okay. Oh. All right. So Chippewa Falls?
Wisconsin?
My baby was a Chippewa, right?
Navajo?
Technically, I'm only like 1/30th Native American. So
what native are you though?
I haven't researched.
Is it enough to get you a scholarship?
Look, I only use.
Can you get a grant to rebuild your house?
I only use it when I really want to.
Right.
He lives in a teepee.
Yeah.
That's smart, though. That's smart not to constantly go to that well of being a 1/32nd Native
When it's
American.
something only minorities can get, that's when I play the card.
There you go.
And I make them like, you stole my land.
Yep.
And they're like,
and you're opening your own casino soon.
Hey, how are you? Hey, how are you? Remember that? That's what your native people would say. Remember when they said that?
Yeah.
There's a casino, too. Is there a casino joke or not? There's not a casino joke. We don't have to joke about that, right?
You don't ever. I'm not joking about Robert De Niro.
Oh, the movie Casino. You're so full of shit.
I've seen that movie.
No. You say you've seen like 5 movies ever, and now all of a sudden you've seen every fucking movie I bring up.
Now we're talking about the ones that, if you notice, the ones that I say I've seen are the ones I bring up.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's a big fan of Joe Pesci. He only watches movies where Joe Pesci stabs someone.
Right.
Oh, so no
Which
Home
is
Alone? No Home Alone thing?
No, he doesn't stab nobody.
Oh, man.
He don't stand nobody.
At Home Alone,
You don't know what you're missing.
I was
Home
looking
Alone.
at Home Alone 3 the other day. I didn't see the movie, but I was looking at IMDb. Have you guys seen that one?
No.
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
haven't.
Did you know this?
My kid went through a Home Alone kick.
I feel sorry for you.
It's like, you
I've never
know,
watched
take
it.
a break from the cartoons.
It's
yeah.
different actors, but they're the same characters.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's really weird. I was reading about it. I was like French Stewart plays the Joe Pesci role.
Right.
I don't know. That's funny.
She seems
to
much
me.
more like a Daniel Stern to me.
Yeah, he does, doesn't he? He's a wet bandit. What was it? Sticky Bandits and Wet Bandits,
Wet
right?
Bandits was the first one. Sticky Bandits was the second one.
They do one in the third?
I'm a connoisseur. The third we only watched once. The other two we watched many, many times over the holiday season.
Even
last
the
year.
child's like, this one's horrible. I don't need to
When
watch
kids
it.
say it sucks, you know it's bad.
Right.
Say there's
Right.
a fourth one.
Is there a fourth?
There
one?
might even be a fifth one. At least 4. I know there's at least 4.
How does this kid keep getting left home alone?
Negligent parents.
Very negligent. You would think that
They hate the kid.
DCFS would have came in at least after
Yeah.
the second
What
one.
does that stand for, DCFS?
Department of
Designated
Family
Kid Fuckers.
and Child Services.
Specialties.
right,
Boom.
right.
Yeah, those
Nailed
two.
it.
Yeah.
I believe everything you guys just said because it's exactly what I wanted to hear.
Just a mess of words.
Which
Right.
is why
was
we're
bad
such
as
good
I
friends, is because I say the things you want to hear, and I just listen to you because you're smarter than
And
me.
you do everything in the middle, so that's great.
Yes. Guys, have you ever flown before on an airplane?
I had one of those, like, you put it in like a slingshot
Slingshot.
and kind of.
Okay.
That counts.
So
Are you saying flown in an airplane or flown an airplane?
For an airplane.
Flown for an airplane?
Right.
I'm not sure I understand the question.
That's a no.
But no.
Have you ever
So
flown?
2 no's.
Have you ever flown on an airplane?
Yeah, yes, I've flown on an airplane several times while washing windows, of course.
Have you ever flown in one that has a stripper pole like we have back there?
Never. No, this is great.
Wait.
This is great.
So you were washing windows while you were riding on the plane?
Yeah, that's my job.
So you're on the outside, like strapped to it, like.
He's got a
You
very
gotta clean both sides, dude.
there's a very extensive harness system. A lot of pulleys.
This seems like that'd be easier to do on the ground.
He is a service professional. So we mentioned that you guys have podcasts. And what is podcast short for? Do we know? That's a acronym.
Is it?
I don't think so.
Oh, it's not? Okay.
I don't think so.
Like broadcast
Television.
Yeah.
podcast
For an iPod, I think is the.
for an iPod.
I think that's what it was.
Let's see what Wikipedia says.
All right.
Bring that up.
While you're doing that, Tim, you do a couple shows.
No, I just do the one. Wolfie's the one.
What about the one where you hate
connoisseur.
Donald Trump?
Oh yeah, that one's kind of. We did 6 episodes and then we haven't.
You felt
done
like you
one
covered
for,
it?
months. It's like he sucks. That's it. We just passed. You know.
Oh, hey, riddle me this real quick.
Yeah.
8 years of Barack Hussein Obamacare, and there's no scandals really.
Right, no,
There's
none.
a scandal-free presidency, which is almost
Except
unheard
the
of.
birther movement, obviously, which was a fake
Oh, you're right.
conspiracy
Yeah, yeah.
started by Donald Trump.
Even so, who cares if he was born in Kenya, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, and who cares if he's a socialist? But how many scandals would you say there's been with Donald Trump since he's been in office?
I don't know, 3 a day for 2 years.
So like a million
700
scandals?
or something? Yeah.
Are we 2 years
It's a
into it
lot.
already?
A year and a half.
Yeah, November will be the 2-year when he
man.
Elected November
Elected, and
16,
then, yeah.
inauguration November 7 or January 17th.
Wow.
Yeah.
Of 17.
Yeah.
So
Year and a half.
So Wikipedia says
It says a podcast or generically netcast.
Who the fuck has said that? No one has ever
Nobody's
said that.
ever called anything a netcast.
people that had Netscape did.
It seems like podcast is the actual.
Well, when you say
Sorry.
podcast, you do think, or you think pod, which iPod, Apple.
Right.
And Apple plays MP3 players, so why isn't it just MP3 cast?
Yeah, it should be.
I'll work on
No,
it.
podcast is a
Fucking
shitty.
Apple.
It's a shitty word for it, really. For
Are you taking pictures of me? Do you want my shirt off?
Maybe
I'm always looking for a
tweak
reason.
it, tweak the nipple.
Right.
I think I will take this shirt off.
Okay.
Wolfie's the one with many, many podcasts. I've just got the one.
I thought you were going to say nipples.
Many.
Well, I don't know about
Got
that
more
one.
than 2.
I haven't checked.
Where they're at, you have to guess.
But we do a podcast called Challenge that is all about a shitty reality show on MTV that we're too old to watch, which
Tim
is
says
why.
that. Technically, you're not too old. You can watch whatever you want.
Now
Well, you can, but you shouldn't. You shouldn't. And so that's why we're here to review another shitty MTV reality show pilot.
and we were recently on an episode of this.
You were.
And you ruined it.
And ruined it really bad.
I was gonna say, I heard it's the lowest rated one you've ever had.
That's not true. No, it's fine.
No.
He knows that we don't know if it is or not, so he could just say it.
Yeah,
I'll show
like,
you the
oh, yeah,
numbers.
no,
I'll show you the numbers.
Yeah. What's the name of the movie we did?
Scorned.
Scorned. Our review of Scorned
That's the lowest one.
was the lowest one.
Some reality show people did a movie called Scorned, including some people from Challenged, and so we reviewed it on our show.
I
It's
want to
one of
ask
our
you guys,
in-between
Yeah.
things. Nobody wanted that, so that's why we've never done another.
how long have you guys been
We
doing
know all about that. We do a lot of podcasts we do a lot of episodes that
Podcast?
Podcasts.
Yeah, women do it once a month, have a podcast, as far
Yeah.
as I know. You guys, how long have you been following? Are you taking a picture of me? I never wear no
Flex.
sleeves. This is the first time he's
You
ever
gotta,
seen
you gotta
this.
flex the whole show.
It's like
There you go.
it's like when you see a bear out in your backyard and you just take hundreds of pictures and they're all blurry and everything. You can't really tell what it is, but you like there's a bear in my yard.
burst mode.
There's
You
a
got burst
bear?
mode.
I've been shamed. I'm gonna.
There's a bear, so it's just like a big guy like me with a shirt on out in your backyard.
So
Get out of my pool!
So you
I
got
told you.
You got hair around all those nipples we talked about.
I do.
So how long have you guys been doing podcasts about reality shows?
A year and a half.
Oh, has it only been a year and a half?
Right about. Yeah.
But you guys have been watching it for a long time.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
since 20 years.
Follow-up
Since
question:
1998.
Why?
Yeah. I wish I could tell you the answer to that. I'm not sure.
Is it one of those things where you started to watch it and you just got so engulfed in it that you like? No, to me, like Big Brother. Like I watch it and I tell myself I'm not going to watch it anymore, and then I watch it because you invested time into it, and like to walk away from it now, you feel like you're pissing that investment away.
Yeah, and the challenge is different because it brings people back. Like every season is about half an old cast that you know and you've watched for years, and then half new cast, and then you just sort of get to know the new cast then, and then you feel like a little too deep, a little too invested in it, I guess.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just have continued to chug away on it, even though I hate myself every time I watch it. I hate the podcast that we do. I hate the show that we watch.
You sound
But I
like
just-
Blake. You guys are
I
very
just keep
simpatico,
doing it.
and I have a bunch of nipples, so I sound like Brian.
Exactly.
There you go,
It's funny.
Siamese twins.
I'm gonna take
That's where
that.
we connected at the nipples.
Oh,
We nip doc.
Yeah.
I've seen some porn with some nip doc and all that.
Yeah, that's hot stuff.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool. I mean, reality TV is.
I hate reality.
It's TV.
I hate it. I fucking hate reality TV. I think it's
trying to be
the,
polite.
it's the
Trying to
worst
be
fucking
polite
shit.
to our guests.
I hate a majority
Except
of
Fear Factor, right? You gotta
Except
love
for Fear, I
Factor.
do love that. I was
Well,
I
because we
watched,
were on Fear Factor.
This is the reality shows. I currently watch Shark Tank when I catch it. I don't know when it's on, but if it's on, I'll watch it. I like Shark Tank. I saw like the second through maybe fourth season of Real World when it was on, and maybe the first season of Road Rules,
Yeah.
and then I saw a season of Flavor of Love, and then beyond that, I have no interest.
Yeah, I usually make fun of people that watch reality TV, and I keep this little part of my life secret for the most, except for the podcast.
He's a
But
self-hater.
I am.
That's fine.
Yeah.
If everyone who, I mean, they're so cheap to make. It makes sense
Yeah.
for networks to want to do it, right?
And you guys, how long have you been friends?
Oh, I don't know.
Well,
Are
a
you friends now?
cumulative amount of time, or from when we first started being
we had,
friends.
you
we had a
first-
falling out for a few years.
That's okay. me,
so it was
me and
over
Jason
Trump?
are we're
It was
on the
over
bridge of it all the
podcasting,
time.
weirdly enough.
Yeah.
So.
Ooh, Jason, you might want to find out.
Juicy.
You might want to find out how
I'm looking for an out.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying.
looking
This
for
is a
an out.
perfect
Oh, I
out.
can help you with that.
Thank you.
We can both help.
Figure it out. Yeah, we'll each take one side and we'll figure it out.
A little do-si-do with the casting here. So Challenged, it's a fun show. I've heard it. We've been on kind of a quasi episode of it with the Fear Factor.
Sure.
Yeah.
So it was fun. It was a good time.
It was
You
really
listen
fun.
to the show without watching the challenge?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Okay.
Don't do that.
Thank you. I was looking for an out, so thank you.
There you go.
No, well, I guess your podcast is all about shows that people probably haven't watched yet, and then they listen to you talk. So maybe that's a thing. Maybe people like hearing about shows that they don't watch but want to hear people talk about.
Right, because we're suffering through having to watch it, and they just sit back and like,
Right.
I found out with a few laughs here and there. I found out what happened. I don't have to watch it.
There you go.
We
Makes sense.
found that if there is content that exists, if we can some way draft off of that, there was a show there.
Right.
That's our theory.
Yeah,
There you go.
I
didn't
feel
work.
like me and Tim's holy grail is we need to bust into VH1's offices and steal the lost season of Who Loves Money or Who Wants Money or whatever the fuck that.
I
show's
Love
called.
Money.
I love money.
I love money.
There's a lost season.
Yeah,
Oh,
well, you talked about Flavor of Love.
Yeah.
Did you know there was
I know
a
there was I Love
challenge.
New York.
Yes, and then so all of these
And then
reality
Rock
shows
of
from
Love.
VH1 and Rock of Love, they took
Okay.
contestants from all of them and put them in a challenge show, sort of like The Challenge.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was like many spin-offs that they shared contestants or whatever.
Yeah.
And so there was one, Megan Wants a Millionaire, starring this girl Megan who did several.
She was on Rock of Love.
Did she want to be a millionaire?
She wanted to marry a millionaire.
Yeah.
Oh.
She's very upfront about how just superficial she was.
Yeah.
She
And this
just
is
wanted
this
to
has
marry
so far
rich
been a
person.
boring story. I can tell I'm losing
No.
it, Blake, but it's about to get interesting.
It is.
One of the contestants on the show, so the show was airing, one of the contestants murdered a woman, stuffed her in a suitcase, fled from the cops, and killed himself in a hotel room, and so they have never aired another episode. And so he apparently went on to this I Love Money and won it, but nobody's ever seen an episode. It's never released.
Wow.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
So the person
That's a
that he
cool
killed,
story.
Yeah, it's a cool story.
did he
right?
kill another contestant on the show?
No, I think it
No,
was
some
his girlfriend.
stripper. Yeah, it's a stripper girlfriend.
Oh well, then what's the big deal?
That's human
There's tons
torture.
of them. There's tons of them.
Yeah.
The so did he do it during the during the show or it was
During the airing of the show.
So after the show, because he'd already won, you said.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And the money and the coke and the strippers went to his head.
Hell yeah.
Lost
Had a
his
murder.
shit and he murdered somebody and stuffed her in a suitcase.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's the Holy Grail.
Yeah.
That's nobody's ever seen
Nobody's ever seen it.
How can we make this happen?
Right.
Locked away in the
it. Who do
VH1
we know?
vaults.
VH1, yeah.
You know what, guys? Road trip.
That's right.
Road trip to what?
to VH1 headquarters.
Yes. Thank you, Brian. At least you know what the hell's going on. This
We'll
guy.
film it. We can make our own road rules on the way, right?
Do you think it's
in
in
a Winnebago with
I
a
think
cow skull in the
VH1's got
front?
a vault somewhere?
Sure, they
Yeah.
do.
Maybe that is the show.
There's
the
a-
show
there-
to get to this the sacred
Kind of
golden
like the Richard Simmons one. Like we can,
Yeah,
we can,
yeah.
we can do a podcast about our adventure
searching
to
for Richard Simmons show.
searching for VH1's vault,
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Video hits one.
guys.
It's almost like road rules, but the end goal is to
But I don't want
to.
to. I don't want to clown on anything.
Right,
So-
we're gonna do our own thing.
Who can drink as many beers and get to the next stop without getting pulled over?
Okay, we're going to cover the driver's eyes. Whoever goes the longest without hitting somebody wins.
Yeah, but do airplane pilots need to rent a Winnebago? Shouldn't we just fly? Isn't that faster?
This is a pretty good plane. This
Yeah.
is a pretty nice plane.
Yeah.
I mean, we could fly, but that would only make 2 episodes.
Right.
You know what I mean? Whereas if we took a Winnebago, that's 15, 20 episodes
true.
easy.
All right,
Yeah.
Winnebago.
More adventure.
Production
Winnebago
value,
it is.
Tim.
We could call the Winnebago Air Force fun.
I like it. Guys, I think this is a great start to a podcast.
All right.
Brian, you have a show called Midnight Drive-In.
Yeah.
And this is an interesting concept because you do like 2 like kind of culty movies per show,
Correct.
and it's because they're like themed together.
So there's usually some weird connective tissue.
And the most recent one that I saw is the Lord of the Rings and Wizards.
Yes.
And the Lord of the Rings is the 1978 kind of like cartoony live action version.
Yeah.
Can you give us a breakdown of that?
Well, what they don't tell you is it's only the first 2 books.
Okay.
So when you get to the end and they don't throw the ring in the thing of fire, you're like, wait, did I fall asleep? And you rewind it, and you're like, no, I guess not. And then apparently they never made the 3rd one.
Just a shit ending, huh?
Yeah.
Huh. And it ties with Wizards how?
They're both Ralph Bakshi movies,
Okay.
who's a director and animator.
Now, Wizard. This is the movie with Fred Savage
Oh,
with
no.
his playing the video games,
No,
right?
we did that one. We did that one when we
That's
teamed
the
it.
Wizard, right?
Yeah. We did that one.
Power Glow.
Yeah, hell
I
yeah.
remember that.
We did that one teamed it up with Little Monsters, of course.
Makes sense, yeah. Both Fred Savage joints.
Yes.
And Howie Mandel
weirdly-
was the Power Glove, I think, in the Wizard, so
Yes.
that makes sense.
Weirdly enough, had a very in-depth conversation about how both of these movies had themes of divorce and child abandonment in it that we did not expect from a movie about Super Mario Brothers 3 and
Did you catch on to? I read the fan theory about Little Monsters. It was all about that Fred Savage's character was actually a victim of a pedophile,
Jeez.
and that was the monster.
Hey,
Was a pedophile.
we are lucky enough to have 2 weeks in a row where we talk about pedophiles on this show.
That's a Couch Pilots first.
Trying to get those ratings. It's hot news right
yeah,
now.
people are always people
I bet you
gravitate
can-
towards that.
Hot
don't
news
they?
right now.
You guys can go 3. I got faith in you.
All right, we'll
All
do
right.
it. Yeah, we'll
You
find
got
a way.
You know what? We'll take your challenge.
Nice, very nice. The Wizard, or Little Monsters is a terrifying film, isn't it, for a kid to see?
There's like parts of it, but otherwise it's just Howie Mandel goofing up the screen the whole time.
I think they look weird, and weird shit happens, and then
Yeah.
a kid drinks piss.
Yeah.
A kid drinks. I don't remember that part of it.
Yeah. They break into the bully's house and empty out his apple juice and pee in the bottle.
Yeah.
So the next day he drinks.
That's
it.
what we're going to do to VH1 in their break room.
That's
Yeah.
right.
You're gonna drink our pee till you give us that show.
I think the weirder part is, since I grew up when this movie came out, was that Fred Savage was on it and Daniel Stern plays his dad. So I'm like,
Okay.
the voice from Wonder Years and the actual visual representation of Kevin Arnold are in the same movie. Wow. Blew my mind.
What was the? Was there another movie, Vice Versa? Wasn't there? Was that with Fred Savage?
Fred Savage, Judge Reinhold.
Judge Reinhold. Sometimes I
Yeah.
mix up Judge Reinhold and Daniel Stern.
Is that one of the many movies that switch an old person and a young
Yep.
person in the body?
That was a trend.
Yeah.
Those are so stupid.
Yeah.
Those are great. Like Father Like Son with Kirk Cameron.
Yeah.
Before he was a super religious crazy person.
It usually involves like a 12-year-old kid fucking a grown-up lady. That's what I take away from it anyway.
The good old days
Oh,
when you
my
could
God.
do that and nobody in trouble.
Do we have any fan feedback for this episode?
We have a voicemail.
Oh, hold on. Do we want to play? Tim left us a voicemail, didn't you?
Tim left us a voicemail.
No.
He says he did not.
Is this from me? Maybe I got super drunk and I don't remember it.
Oh, maybe we
That's
should
possible.
listen. We were thinking maybe we won't listen to it because you're going to be here.
Well, now we're going to
Oh.
listen to it because it must be from someone else.
Are you going to mute this so I can?
I got it muted.
Okay.
I'm a professional.
Since when? When did that happen?
Folks, bear with us as we
Clank, clank,
clang, clang, clang the trolley. Okay.
Yeah. If 910 Pilots won, that's the hotline. It is a hotline, right?
It blings.
It's
hot.
yeah. Call in any time, preferably in the middle of the night, about 3:30 in the morning. Leave us a voicemail then, and we're going to play your dumb voice right here on the show.
And you guys almost had a disaster of a phone number. It could have been 911 Pilots one. Right?
Oh.
We're actually, funny, we
tried
were
it.
looking for that.
I
We
tried
wanted
it.
that.
Because,
Really?
planes, disaster,
Yeah, no,
towers.
I get the connection.
That would have been great. Here we go. Here is a voicemail.
Hey guys, this is Tim. I have to whisper because my wife is asleep next to me. But you guys said you would recycle porn, and I have a whole bunch of training porn that I need to get recycled. So I live in Germantown Hills, so if you could fly over. And, what? Oh no, go back to sleep. Sorry guys. No, it's Jake from State Farm.
Which is ironic because I talked to a Jake from State Farm not too long ago.
Is that the end?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, this is great because a lot of times we will spitball ideas here, and we'll try to get something going. And one of our most recent ideas was say, hey, people, when I was young, I found pornography under a bridge, just like Anthony Kiedis did.
And I found mine on the way to school in kindergarten.
Right. So
I feel like it's a rite of passage
Yeah.
for our age group.
finding pornography. But
A tree stump in the woods.
sure, yeah. Or
this guy,
behind
sure.
a rotten log, right?
Yeah.
Or like a bunch of grown guys in a van going to VH1 headquarters.
Just throwing pornography out the window as we make our trek.
Hey, we want to make it analog.
So we thought, instead of putting pornography, because we're adults now, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we all have children, most of us anyway. And they say, we don't want our kids finding penetrative pornography just out in the wild. Let's take the pornography that people don't want, and we will take it off your hands for you.
Sure.
And just the last episode,
And
we
put it in
talked
our
about
warehouse.
Well, we talked about redistributing it to people of the cloth so they'd stop molesting children.
Yep.
So we're going to redistribute it to religious sects.
And we're going to save twice as many children's lives.
That's exactly right. So this is a great phone call to get this. Know that someone's interested in this idea.
Good job, Tim.
And Tim, I was
Yeah.
curious. That didn't sound like you, but obviously
Right.
your wife was sleeping next to you and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I don't remember making the call. I must have been really drunk or high or something, because who else knows where I live enough to make that? I mean, that has to be me.
Yeah. You had a pretty sexy voice going on, though.
I didn't.
Thank you.
He
Yeah.
just said Tim. It didn't say it was this Tim. So, but he's admitted to it. So,
I mean,
Yeah.
who else could it have been?
Somebody with a lot of nipples.
yeah.
You guys got the evidence. It's got to be me.
Is that
What
it
can
for
I say?
fan feedback?
Case closed.
Yeah, I think so. And I don't think I have any more.
Can I share another porn finding story that I have?
You know what?
'Cause
We
children-
would never refuse.
So children find porn typically. But
In my
one
house,
time-
no.
Loose porn.
Yeah, like loose. And I
like,
feel
as
like
an adult, you don't just stumble across
yeah.
porn. It
well,
seems like.
except that I did one time.
okay.
That's my story, because you said like it's like a 70s through 90s phenomenon, but it must have been 2004 or 2005. I was living in a shitty apartment and cutting across a parking lot, and sure enough, there's just a pile of VHS tapes, which of course I took home to like see what they were.
Sure.
He's like snuff film, snuff film.
Right.
It was not snuff films.
Oh.
I tried 2 of them, both gay porn,
Oh.
and so then I just put them back where I found them.
But
So
but they
you
were just
boxed
sitting
them back up and then took them all the way to the other side of the parking lot?
Yeah.
Okay.
And we could be that service.
Yeah, right. It was those shitty apartments in North Peoria.
You could have called us. Bring, bring, bring.
Hello.
I got some porn here. I don't want it.
Send over your address. We'll be right over. Thank you.
Okay.
If only there was a service back then.
We're going to get a van that says not pornography on it, and then we're just going to go around and pick up
And
pornography.
yeah, not. It's going to say not pornography on one side, and it says we don't have any candy. Don't worry about it on the other side.
I tell you what, when I bought my first vehicle in the mid '90s, it had a VHS pornography tape under the seat. The guy forgot to take it. I think it was wrapped in a plastic bag, and it was a film called Cum Swappers.
What was it about?
Tim's like, I don't have that in my collection.
There's I don't know why you're swapping it for. Trading this semen like baseball cards or something.
Right,
you know?
yeah.
You're trying to collect a certain pearly glean. I don't know.
Is it just like a flea market? Like people get all their stuff spread out on the table and you just go table to table?
Come swapping here.
Get you come swap.
But my dad was there when I found it, so he just threw it away. Or my dad kept it. I don't know.
I'll take care of this, son.
Yeah, I'll take care of this.
Sorry, I didn't mean to take your...
No, you're fine. You know what? That's the problem. Is people beat me to jokes all the time because I'm too mush mouthing it. I'm sober and I still sound like I've had 14 beers.
That's your appeal. That's your charm, though. Right?
Really?
I don't know. All right, that's enough of that fucking shit.
Oh, I got it on mute.
Jesus.
Fuck me, right?
You know what? You say that all the time. Yeah. Yeah, fuck you, man. You thin-skinned piece of shit. He took that to heart. I know he did. He knows I don't mean it, but still he took it to heart.
I'm very vulnerable right now.
All right, this is for you guys. My name is Ash, and I am a slave. As far as I can tell, the year is 1300 AD, and I'm being dragged to my death. It wasn't always like this. I had a normal life once. I had a wonderful girlfriend, Linda. Together we drove to a small cabin in the woods. It seems an archaeologist had come to this remote place to translate and study his latest find, the Necronomicon Ex Mortis, the Book of the Dead. Bound by human flesh and inked in blood, this ancient Sumerian text contained bizarre burial rites, funerary incantations, and demon resurrection passages. It was never meant for the living world. The book awoke something in the dark woods. It took Linda, and then it came for me. It got into my hand, and it went bad, so I lopped it off at the wrist, but that didn't stop it. So it came back. Big time. For God's sake, how do you stop it?
Guys, on the count of 3, 3, 2, 1, Stargate.
Dawn of the Dead. Wolfie, any guesses?
You have a guess?
16 Candles.
You know what? Oddly enough, all written by the same person. All those monologues are in those films. All of you are correct.
Good job.
Nice.
Good job.
Cheers, guys. Cheers.
We've done 150 of these fucking episodes. For a while, I would write what the show's about. I'd write something that I thought was
Clever.
funny. But I just said, throw that to the garbage bin. Now what I do is I look at famous monologues from movies and what applies to this show. And I've inked more than one episode in blood for our show notes for this. So,
And I always get it right every time.
and you do get
It's
it
amazing.
right.
It's amazing.
Today we
For a guy that's
discussed-
never watched any movies, I'm pretty damn good at it.
Liar.
Yeah.
Today we discussed the pilot episode of the Boise Brothers from the year of our Lord 2000 plus 6. I can say without a doubt, great year.
2006? Mm-hmm. Good year for the roses.
Do you guys know what that means when someone says good year for the roses?
No.
I do.
You do. Oh, what was it?
I do. It's how many times Blake got his dick wet, right?
Now, I get my dick wet in the shower every morning, but we're
Hey-o.
talking a different way.
Well, I
Different-
choose
different kind
not
of-
to wash my dick at all unless it's in a girl's mouth.
You wrap it in a plastic bag with a rubber band around it?
Over years and years and years, less times I've gotten it washed. I think it has something to do with the natural odor that comes with it.
The dirtiest dick in the West.
Tim, thank you very much. Yes.
Yeah.
There are times in my life that I associate good sexual experiences with the year that they're talking about.
I think we hit a golden year here. Is that right?
Golden shower year?
Oh, you pissing on ladies? You some kind of piss freak, buddy?
Pissed on, please.
Ooh, hold on a
Please.
second. Let
Piss
me,
for.
Different kind of freak.
let me do the math because you know what? There might be a piss story here. Let me do the math.
All right.
So
Yeah.
it's 2018. So that was
Now
12
it
years,
is.
12 years ago.
A slave.
Ooh, no, that was further back. The piss story was further back. Sorry, guys.
Oh,
We
man.
can still get into it.
So Army of Darkness is technically a time travel movie, so...
Oh, yeah, that's true. That's true.
Jamie Toomey. We still have not found her on Facebook.
Jamie, Timmy, you'll piss on her again someday, my friend. I know you will. 2006, though, that's when this pilot was released. The Boise Brothers. Am I saying it right? Boise?
I always
That's
said it
how I
boys,
took it,
but maybe. I don't know. I always thought it was boys.
I was like, oh, this must take place in Boise, Idaho.
That's what I thought too.
Yeah, they say Boise, Idaho, so I didn't know if it was pronounced Boise or Boys.
Boise's in the hood are always hard.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
Keep snowboarding that trash and they'll pull your car.
Who sang that? Hack? Something Hack?
Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
Dynamite Hack.
Dynamite Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Great band.
Great band for the
Anyway,
roast.
right now it's 2018. I met him once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was he like, nice to meet you, tough guy?
He hit me in the back of the head with a 2x4.
And said, "Don't ever call my wife again.
Oh, boy.
She's a
Very good, everyone. 2006. It's not 2006 now.
no." It's 2018.
Yeah.
This is 12 years ago. We cannot rate this pilot based on 2018 because
It's not fair.
in 2006 there was no Courtney Cox,
Right.
No Band-Aids, no Carlton,
No Courtney
and
Cox.
nope, there wasn't,
No, Carlton.
and no Metamucil.
That's right. All things that I think we take for granted now.
That's why I bring them up all the time.
So we have to go back in time in our minds. 2006. So we talk about things that happened that year. First, September 7th, Sacha Baron Cohen's mockumentary Borat, Cultural Learnings of America for Make Benefit Glorious Nation of Kazakhstan, premieres at the Toronto Film Festival. You guys remember that fucking shit?
My wife.
Nice.
My first date with my wife was to see Borat.
Wow.
And after it was over, you were like, high five.
Yeah.
I think you're nice.
You guys remember that, though, when he said my wife?
Oh, so funny.
Tim, did you leave the movie theater and go, "You're going to be my wife"?
I don't think they'd be married now if that would happen.
As popular as that was, it seems to be a very specific type of humor. When you left that film with your now your betrothed, were you like, yes, this is the girl, this is the one?
My wife will say that the fact that we both laughed at it meant that we were meant to be together. But everybody in the theater was laughing at it, except for those old bitches right in front of us that walked out like 10 minutes in.
So
Yeah,
you're like,
it was
I could have married anyone in the theater. with all the people around.
Anybody in the theater.
Now, did the theatrical version, because I only saw it on DVD, did it have the dudes wrestling naked and the dude's balls right in his face?
I mean, yeah, my memory of that is
All
that
right.
that happened. I don't know. You know how
So yeah,
memories
you
are.
and your wife went and saw two dudes, 69, with balls in the face. and
Yeah,
you're like,
she loved
this
it.
is-
That's our thing.
Can
We
happen.
still do that. We still do that
Nice.
today. Yeah,
She puts her balls in your face?
well, I saved some of those gay porn videos that I was talking about, and we watched them.
I thought maybe she had a pair of those ones that they put on the back of a pickup truck and she just wears around her neck.
Hold on, my daughter's calling. Should I get her on the here?
That's fine.
All right. Hello, this is your dad. I love you.
Dad?
Yeah, you're on the podcast. What's up?
Oh, let me call you back then. Sorry about that.
No, it's okay. Is there something I can help you with?
No, no, I keep asking you this question because I keep forgetting it, but I will hang up now because I didn't know you were doing it.
I love you. Goodbye.
Sorry about that.
Have a-
Bye.
Bye.
What a good dad interrupting the podcast for his kid.
I know, and I don't want the podcast to get in the way of parenting. You know what I
Well,
mean?
I
Sure,
felt
sure.
weird
Oh,
about
wait,
talking about balls and faces.
Get in the
and
way of a
dollars
marriage.
on the-
I'm fine with podcasting getting in the
Right.
way of a marriage, but not
children.
a son and a daughter.
Son and a daughter.
I
mean-
well, technically, you are a son to somebody.
Right.
You say thank you to him for what he just did for you?
He saved me. He saved me while I was drowning.
I saw that. Took that life preserver and just tossed it out there.
What a good guy.
Guys, when we're offline, I want to talk about the movie Sleepover Camp. I just saw it.
Sleepaway Camp.
Sleepaway Camp. I
Fuck
just
yeah,
saw it
let's
recently.
do it.
Yeah.
And I was just. I have a guy a buddy of mine that likes horror movies, and I watched it last weekend. Was astonished and amazed.
The twist ending got you? All right. There's
You
3
didn't know
more
it?
that don't have the twist ending.
Right.
So, you know.
Oh, riddle me this here too. Pamela Springsteen, who stars in them, that's Bruce's sister, right?
She's only in the second
half-
and the third one.
It's half sister, isn't it?
Oh, half
But
sister?
yes, they are related.
Okay.
Yes.
Born down in demon down. Bruce Lucas when I hit the ground.
Bruce had nothing to do with those movies, as far as I know.
Bummer.
He did the entire soundtrack for 2 and 3. What are you
Oh,
talking
I
about?
didn't know that. All right, sorry.
It's 2 concept albums. You missed it.
Right.
September 19th, Thai military stages a coup in Bangkok. Oh, that's very fun.
Coup in Bangkok.
right. The Constitution is revoked and martial law is declared.
In Bangkok?
One night in Bangkok, yeah. I would be terrified if martial law was invoked, wouldn't you? It's like the purge, right?
Yeah.
Well, get ready because it's coming.
You
Is
think
that
so?
right?
I don't know.
Did you guys predict
hope
that
so.
in the Trump cast?
No, I don't think we got that extreme with it.
No. A lot of it was just, man, he's a fucking idiot, isn't he? And that's pretty much about it.
That was it. That was 6 episodes of that, and it's like, you know what? I think we covered our bases here.
We really got our
We
point
can
across.
stop this. Yeah.
How did that do? Can I ask how that does? Do people gravitate towards
Not
that?
good.
No.
No.
No?
No.
Didn't do well.
Very poorly.
Okay, I was just curious.
And we didn't figure it would.
Blake and I have not stumbled across the formula for success. I was just wondering what that looks like.
We're just trying to piggyback off you guys and your ideas. So
So
let's
if
try.
you find it, let us know.
Have you ever staged a coup before?
Cuckoo.
Yeah.
I have. No, I'm. No, what? I take that back
Okay.
because I did have a job at McDonald's back in the day, right? And I found myself a young teenage boy,
Sure.
a lot of angst in his life, a lot of built-up frustration, problems with authority, and I tried to get us all to walk out one night. It was during the after the MC Hammer concert. We were 10 minutes before we were closing, and we got hit with a huge rush, and we ended up being there till 3 o'clock in the morning when we should have left probably 12:30, 1 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
And I tried to convince all my employees with me not to come into the work for next day's shift.
And did it work?
Nope, and I was there too.
Okay. So you attempted to stage a coup. It didn't work, and
No.
you yourself.
You didn't say, have you done a successful coup? You just
No,
said,
you're right.
have you staged a coup?
I'm just trying to define it.
Have you cuckooed?
No, I'm more. I'm always been a follower. I'm
Yeah.
never a leader.
Yeah.
Brian?
Brian?
I did a small one.
Okay.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Tell us about it.
Throughout high school, I worked at Kmart,
Well, which one?
the one in Peoria,
Okay.
back when it was where Schnucks is now.
Yes.
And I'd had enough of this particular manager, and she was pushing my buttons. So I talked me and two other guys and just walking out before the night was over. And one of them was my greatest enemy, but we came together for that moment. We're like,
Alliance.
we need
right.
to bring this company down.
And
Here we are 20 years later.
20 years later, and there's one
Yep.
to be found.
I will claim success for that. Me and my greatest enemy walked out. The third guy felt bad, so he's like, I'm not going to leave tonight, but I'll quit tomorrow. And I have no idea if he'd ever did because I quit. So
Wow.
And now you and your enemy, do you keep in contact
No.
with this person?
His name is Tim.
no, I was in college at the time, and like a month later, he saw me. And he came to talk to me, and I'm just like, no, don't talk to me. Just walk away.
Yeah, I don't like you. We cooed together.
Right.
Yeah.
Just because we coup doesn't mean we got to be friends
Yeah,
forever.
just because we're a couple of coup buddies doesn't mean we're actual buddies, right?
Yeah, we not cool.
That was good.
September 22nd, the F-14 Tomcat retires from the United States Navy. Same style aircraft used in Top Gun.
Right. We looked at those before we started this podcast. We looked at those planes.
That was
'cause-
a real possibility for us to be podcasting.
right, but we have to face each other when we're
better or worse.
When we're flying, we have to face each other. And those, one's going to be behind the other,
And we can't have any guests.
and we can't have any guests.
Unless
So,
they straddle us, which I'm not against.
I'm not for. But so it would go too fast. That was the other part. It would go too fast.
Yeah.
And so
All the G's.
all the G's.
G's up, right?
This is for the G's, and this is for the hustlers. This is for the hustlers. Now back to the G's.
When I think about like the F-14, I think about like in grade school and how everyone had like a big like poster of like a
Blue Angels.
Yeah, Blue Angels, or like people had those convertible posters of a lot of cool cars. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yeah, Jason.
Help me.
We know. We had tons of
I
those.
know what a poster is, Jason.
we had tons of those posters.
Well, I was a huge geek, so I had comic book posters and shit on my wall. So.
Did you mean to say was?
I'm saying at the time I was. I still am.
And Brian and Tim again took a 5-year hiatus from each other because of podcasts.
I used to do drugs. I still do, but I used to too.
Rest in peace, Mitch Hedberg.
Oh, R.I.P. I will say too that Top Gun is a gay movie. Is that right?
Well, there's a goose, right?
And but there's there a gander? That's what I'm thinking. I think there's two.
I think
two geese.
Two geese. So that'll be a murder then, right?
Tapping bills together?
A murder of geese.
Murder of geese.
Two geese do a gay movie make, right?
I mean, no judgment, but in that big pile of gay porn that I found, Top Gun was in there.
Oh yeah, we're
Yeah,
not judging anyone. We're just trying to define
judgment, though.
things.
No judgment.
Yeah.
We've always said it's fine if you're gay. It doesn't matter to us.
Yeah.
Just we're going
I'm
to talk
gay.
about it.
And it was just the volleyball scene looped over and over again?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. A lot of oil. And with oil, we are safely back in 2006.
I'm there.
I was 25 back in 2006.
I would have been 31.
Fuck, you're old. I was 26.
Me too. Me too.
I don't think that's right. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm
I think-
26 and I turned 27, I guess, in that year.
Okay. Okay.
He rounded down. He was like,
Well, in that case, I was
Well,
18.
I turned 27 in October of that year, so
Sure.
yeah, I guess I rounded down. This old fuck, he rounded down.
I like to ask people if they know why we chose this. Do either of you know the three pillars of this podcast? Why we chose to watch the Boise Brothers?
Because
Somebody suggested
I
it.
asked you to.
That's the Phantom Fourth.
Yeah, that's the Phantom Fourth. Whenever we have a guest on, that's usually the reason why.
Yeah, it was free.
Yes.
Okay, that's good.
Did not make it to series.
All right.
No cops.
And no cops.
Yep.
You know what? That's
Did I
not.
get 'em?
I'll accept it.
Yeah, I'll accept it. It was damn close.
Because usually we say no religion,
You forgot no
No
fat
cops.
chicks.
no politics,
Was it ever?
and no cops.
No.
You forgot no fat chicks.
Oh shit! Yeah, no.
That's
Patrick.
that's pretty implied. You don't think we put those bumper stickers on the plane for nothing?
If you turn our podcast logo upside down, it says no fat girls.
Yeah, that wasn't an accident, fellas. It's because it's available to be seen. That's the third one.
Right.
We can't talk about a show you can't find. That's not fair.
Yeah,
Right.
And we're not going to pay for them.
No. You can find the entire episode of the Boise Brothers by subscribing to Couch Pilots in SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or your favorite podcast app of choice, and then simply click on one of our classically played.
Use the period.
So does that mean if we get the missing season of I Love Money, we have to distribute it so that people will be able to see it?
we
So
got
can
to
talk
put it up
about
on YouTube, right? Yeah, we got to.
Just like Jonas Salk and his cure for polio.
Yeah.
Oh,
Just have to release it into the world.
thank you.
I've been trying to do that one girl at a time.
Nice.
Can I bring this? Can I try to bring this even more into 2006?
Yeah.
And talk about the state of MTV reality shows in 2006, which this was.
Yeah.
This will be real
Jason's
quick.
super
Real
excited.
quick. No, I know you're excited. You're thrilled. So Abram from this show,
Don't break shit. Calm down.
he made his debut in Road Rules, but that ended in 2007. So in 2006, maybe they're looking for a space to fill. And of course, we all know Jackass that ended in 2002. I feel like this was made to fill that gap, right?
A half
Yeah.
Jackass, half what?
Road Rules.
Road Rules.
A bunch of rowdy boys.
Sure.
love
Crazy boys doing crazy shit.
rowdy boys.
Did Wild Boy start up yet?
Yeah, but I think that had ended too. I think that ended in 2005.
Okay.
Really?
So yeah, I think this was right in that vein of MTV reality shows.
Would you
Yeah.
call Jackass a reality show?
Wouldn't you? What would you call it?
I guess. Yeah, I watched Jackass then. I mean, who didn't, right?
Yeah,
But
of course.
I never watched it.
you
Yeah,
never
were
watched
too
Jackass?
Old. You were too old. You thought it was stupid back then.
But yeah, guys, I was fucking chicks while you guys were watching Jackass.
I ain't got time to watch people get gored by a bull. or
Right, I'm trying
taser
to.
themselves.
I'm trying to get this girl to taser me naked.
Flight attendants, prepare for takeoff, please.
Okay, guys, go ahead. Okay, seatbelt. Okay, good. There's DSJ down there. You guys can see him with his golden cones waving us into the sky.
For the uninitiated, DSJ is our tarmac worker. It stands for Down Syndrome John. He has Down syndrome. So what? Who the fuck cares?
Yeah.
That's just his name.
He's got a son,
Yeah.
DSJJR.
Yep.
He has.
He'll be reffing the match at CouchCon.
Oh yes, between Didi and Lori Garcia.
They're doing a banana pudding match.
Yeah.
I can't wait for CouchCon, by the way.
Oh,
Bought
thank
my
you.
tickets last week.
Nice.
you
Thank you
very
very
much.
much.
I'll be there. Yeah, I'm thrilled. Can't
Thank
wait.
you. You're welcome
Are
to
you-
go as well, White Wolf.
Yeah, I don't care.
Are you taking the wife?
Of course.
Okay.
And the kids. I know there's activities that are not kid friendly, but
Well,
Past 8 p.m.
But we do have a nursery.
And we have a ball pit.
okay, good. That's all they need.
Unfortunately, it's just filled with those truck balls that hang out.
Yeah, it's a truck nut pit. Summary of the pilot. MTV reality star Abram Boyes and his brothers filmed a short pilot, providing a synopsis of their adventures and interactions with each others as brothers. Not black guys, just related blood.
Different kind of brother.
Short and sweet. Kind of like this pilot. I'll give that a B plus.
Blake likes to rate the summary, which I always enjoy hearing what he has
Thank
to
you.
say. What do you guys being more familiar with this? What would you give that summary?
Yeah, whatever Blake said.
Okay.
Damn
I
right.
wasn't listening, but whatever you said. was fine.
Oh, what are you, my wife? Hey,
Interesting fact.
My wife.
interesting.
Guys,
I love that. What if Arad said it?
Interesting facts. Conrad rule. Conrad rule is in effect. Guys, this is very important.
We've been glossing over this lately. We need to hit it hard right here.
We're gonna hit it hard. We've been kind of glossing over because the same 7 people listen, so they don't need to hear the rules. But interesting facts is just a name for the segment of the show. You guys are podcasters. You know when you submit to iTunes, each segment has to have a name. we called this one Interesting Facts. Jason is going to dive deep into the pilot that we're watching. He's going to probably give you guys information that you don't even know about this pilot, but you cannot comment on it.
Don't do it.
Just don't do it,
Don't
guys.
do it, guys.
Don't.
But why do we ask that? Why do we ask?
Because we don't want we don't want anybody's opinion to be tainted.
The taints between the nutsack and the asshole.
Yeah. So
Also called the gooch.
hey,
Not familiar with that term. I think you're thinking of Fonzie.
we don't want to taint somebody else's experience about this pilot or these facts.
You can't
And so-
react to them. No opinions here. Just
Yeah.
don't do it.
Just
Don't do
don't
it,
do it.
guys.
Just-
Okay?
So wait, you segment your show into different segments for iTunes?
They
So that people
required it.
can
When I went to iTunes,
Yeah, I don't know what
headquarters
you
to
guys
sign
are-
up for podcasting. They made us.
I don't know how you guys are doing it because this specifically says name your segments.
I don't want to out you guys as working outside the system there, but that's what we did. We went to Apple headquarters and officially signed up there. That's how we did it.
Right,
Yeah.
with the clipboard and the paperwork.
Oh yeah, And both sides. You always think you're done, but you turn that
Flip it
paper
over.
over.
Yeah, and it's that three paper, the carbon copy
Oh,
shit.
right.
Yeah, it's so annoying.
So
Did y'all get your ceremonial black turtleneck too while you were there?
Yeah,
We did.
Cool.
I'm wearing it now.
I want you guys to enjoy this segment, but please just keep it to
Don't
yourselves.
do it. All right.
Just don't do it, guys.
In 2006, MTV reality star Abram Boyce pitched a show called Boys Brothers to MTV. The brothers filmed a short pilot providing a synopsis of their adventures and interactions as brothers. MTV took interest, and they were all flown to LA to meet with executives. The meeting took place, and talk of $500,000 to shoot an actual pilot was proposed. Unfortunately, then after, there was no word, and the show never happened.
$500,000 for one episode.
Fact.
That's $500,000.
Fact.
yeah, so that's not an opinion, right? Blake just stated facts.
You're not supposed to interrupt.
Oh, sorry.
Oh no, you can interrupt.
We can
Just
talk.
no opinions.
Just
Just-
no
just
opinions.
restate
please.
facts.
Like if you guys have any facts, just
Brian's
anything
like
in general that you want.
Brian's
to
like, if I can't give my opinion on this segment, I'm just going to sit out.
I got Facebook
I
stuff to look
got.
Facebook waits for no man.
Oh, Stephanie Veronicas just sent me a friend request.
Screenshot that and send it to me, please. Stars Abram Boyce. You may know him from MTV shows Road Rules and the Challenge periodically from 2003 to 2016. That's a stretch of time.
Yeah.
Fact.
That is a fact.
These people make a career out of this, correct?
Yeah, so while we're talking about Abram,
It's definitely not a
2
bot.
seasons of Road Rules, this kid, 9 seasons of The Challenge. He was in the final 4 times, 2 wins, $103,500 from Abram.
He's the stat man, right?
I gotta love my stats.
Tim.
Those are facts. Those are not opinions. Those are facts.
We about ready to sing the stat man? Sing it.
Stat man.
I'm the stat man. I'm the stat man. Now that's the HBK theme song, right?
Oh my! Get the fuck out of the room.
Am I wrong? No, wait. No, ass man. I'm an ass man.
Rick Rude.
No. That's badass Billy Gunn.
Billy Gunn.
Oh yeah, it was
Yeah.
badass. Billy.
Okay, but I always think
You
scat
guys
man.
do a wrestling podcast?
No, I don't anymore. There's a reason why.
I
Because I don't know what I'm talking about.
They said 8 episodes. We did it. We did it.
We went too longer than that damn Trump podcast. We're done. No.
We beat him.
There are songs that these guys use in this. One of the songs is 1976 by the band RJD2. You guys ever hear that?
No.
No?
No.
The song Kickstand by Chris Cornell and Kim Thale. They're both in Soundgarden. You guys ever hear
Chris
that?
Cornell? Yeah.
Chris Cornell is not. He's overrated.
You know
Also,
Kim. You know
also
Kim?
Audio Slave, right? Is that a fact?
That's a fact, yeah. Did you ever hear of Kim Thale, though?
No.
He's from Soundgarden. He's that ethnic guy in there. I think I don't know. I think he's
A little dark, a little brown.
he's a darker face. He might be an Indian. I'm not sure.
You ever heard of Kim Jong Un?
Oh, maybe it's him.
Yeah.
He's the same ethnicity as him. Also, the song "Joy" by Against
Oh.
Me.
That was the last one. I think that was it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was horrible.
It was.
That wasn't even on purpose. Fuck.
Wait, that doesn't
great.
qualify as a
This-
fact?
No.
No,
His
no.
opinion on that
Okay.
song is not.
But if everyone has the same opinion, is that a fact?
No.
I'm trying to help. Like,
I know you are. I appreciate
I don't know when you decided that rules don't mean anything.
Well,
And why you do this in front of company is beyond me.
that's the thing that's embarrassing.
Why gotta make me look like an idiot in front of my friends?
That's what embarrasses me is because I'm explaining the rules to these guys. They are following them.
You explained them.
I know.
You explained.
That's what I said.
Jesus,
I explained them,
Christ.
and I you know what? Fuck me. It happens from time to time. I can have an opinion about a song. I should have waited until after you said.
I don't want to do this, but you're on notice. Okay?
Whoa.
What does that entail?
You're on notice. Just know right now that you're on notice. Twitter responses.
I don't like it when mommy and daddy fight.
I love it.
Twitter responses. Twitter responses. Does Jason have some Twitter responses?
No,
This is a little awkward.
Okay.
Also a fact.
What's the fact?
It's a little awkward, this exchange. It's a little
Oh,
awkward.
and you're allowed to say so. 'Cause
No, that's an opinion.
No,
That's
that's a fact.
no, that's an opinion.
we moved on to Twitter responses. Interesting fact section is over.
But you didn't say that. You just said that.
But
Hey,
at least
It's not over. I got more interesting facts about Abram because I feel like the pilot that you guys watched does not adequately represent Abram. Abram was kicked off. He's a little bit nuts. He was kicked off both
He's a
Road
fucking
Rules seasons.
nut job.
He was kicked off both of his Road Rule seasons for beating the shit out of other contestants.
Jesus.
He was filmed doing a three-way with Veronica and Rachel, two of the most attractive people that have ever been on the challenge. Had a three-way with them on camera.
Lucky guy.
And this is the most interesting fact about Abram. In 2011, he was arrested for urinating in public. He was thrown in jail where he took a shit into his hands and smeared it all over the jail cell walls. That is Abram.
MTV is.
He's a
just-
little nuts.
He's crazy.
Yeah.
We should have prepared some clips to show you his craziness.
Shit clips?
No shit clips.
I don't think that was on camera. If it was, that'll be another show. We gotta hunt down Abram smearing shit
So-
all over the
so
walls of a jail cell.
reality stars in jail cells.
He had a threesome with these two hot chicks, and
Yeah.
they taped it, or was it taped because they were on a show?
Taped because they were on a show.
So they did pornography.
Yeah, and those, and they knew it. They knew they were being
Yeah, with
taped.
the blurry, the blurs.
Sure. Wow. How long did he last?
I couldn't tell you that.
Well, you're not the stat man you thought you
I
were.
guess I'm not. I don't know.
I need to know how long he lasted with these two hot chicks.
I'll tweet at him. I'll see if he can.
see if
see
he-
if
Well,
he
maybe
answers
you'll have
me.
better luck than we did because we had no Twitter responses. And sometimes if it's a pilot's old enough, it's because they're all dead. I hope that everyone on
Is-
the Boys Brothers is dead. I don't know that that's the case.
Why wouldn't they?
Not the case.
Why wouldn't
Not
they
the
tweet
case.
us back? How many people did you tweet?
Like, I think just that guy.
Oh.
Just Abram. Like, guys, I looked for the other guys. I didn't know their names really. I don't know. I'm just,
I tweeted Abram and Michael.
Yeah.
But yeah, neither replied.
Fuck
Sorry,
those guys.
Sorry, guys.
No, don't worry about
Tried.
it. Nobody
He
ever
probably-
does.
He probably destroyed a house or something in retaliation.
Yeah.
smeared his shit on something. Here's a commercial for one of my favorite shows. It's called Broken Funny Bone.
There's a time and a place for subtlety. This is not that time, and my basement is definitely not that place. Join me, Blake Clayton, every Friday for the Broken Funny Bone podcast, a show that exists solely as a conduit to subject my friends, various guests, and anyone who dares to listen to my unending and incurable insanity. We'll play games, sing songs, run jokes into the ground, navigate my personal foibles, and fist fight to the death every week. Want more? Tough shit. Go somewhere else. We are the world's leading authority on poo-poo and pee-pee jokes, and we know it. That said, if you're looking for a good time, throw out your little black book of ex-lovers that you are too fat to get with now and subscribe to Broken Funny Bone Podcast wherever podcasts are available and in your grocer's freezer. It's okay to laugh. We won't tell. Yeah, so that's the thing. That's a thing.
That is a thing. I don't know. Was 35 episodes of that?
Yeah.
It's kind of a whenever it comes out thing.
Yeah.
It's fun.
It's a good time.
I like that show. Tim was on
like
it,
that
and he
show.
did the best freestyle rap.
Oh,
I think
he
we ever
loved
did.
it.
Ever. Yeah, no, I know.
I've never been physically threatened from a guest before.
Oh, he threatened you? I don't remember that.
Oh, yeah. You could
Constantly.
Yeah.
For days after.
Yeah.
I remember like
Tim's
during
posse
it,
roughed him up afterwards.
you were so against doing it, and
Yeah, I didn't
you
wanna
made
do
no
it.
bones about it. You're like, I seriously don't want to do this.
Right, but I did it, right?
Yeah.
So you didn't do the Yelp review thing, and I'm gonna remember that next time you ask me to do some shit that I don't want to do. I'm just gonna be like, hey,
What Yelp? review
you
thing?
didn't do the Yelp
But
review thing.
I wouldn't call anybody.
Yeah.
But I made up for it, and you'll see why.
Oh, okay.
Last week
Okay.
on Couch Pilots.
All right.
There's the reason
All right.
why I don't call people. Intoxication level.
You heard that, the Yelp review thing?
Of course, yeah.
Was it any good?
Not really, but
Okay. All right. Well, that's fine.
that's just another fact. So.
Yeah, that's a fact. We're always testing things out. They're not all gold.
Yeah, no, you gotta
Most of-
you gotta try things.
Most of them are. All right, so I'm going to set the clock for 10 minutes, and we're going to plow through this shit because people don't want to hear us drone on about it.
Well, this pilot was 9, right? So it should take less time than the pilot took.
Yeah.
You'd think. So, for me, I don't know who this guy is. I don't know who these guys are. I don't know where they're at, what they're doing, nothing. And they don't describe it really.
You're thrown into it immediately.
I see a really shitty title screen. It's just black with red writing. That's it. And then all of a sudden, there's some guys in a SUV, and one's climbing out the top.
Do you guys know these guys? Do you know all of them, or are the
No,
brothers
2 of
new?
them.
No, Abram and then Michael was on 1 season of the challenge.
Okay,
Bloodlines.
bloodlines.
Ooh.
So
Family
very
members
purposely bringing in family members.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they're all like got a lot of like winter clothes on. So I'm assuming they're in Colorado.
Montana.
Was what I was gonna say. Montana.
All right.
And one of them gets out of the sunroof while the car is going. Was that Abram?
No, I don't know which one
It was. So again, I'm going into this blind, so I'm just like, okay, this is another like jackass kind of thing.
Yeah,
I thought maybe
stunts and stuff.
Yeah, and so then all of a sudden they get to a place and they get their snowboards out. I'm like, okay, well it's like extreme sports. No, it's not. Then we start meeting who all these people are. Still don't know the backstory, but
They're all pretty young.
I'm meeting brand new people. Michael, who you said was on one of the challenge shows, he is described as the loner, the whatever guy, and he's a horrible singer.
Yeah, he's the rock star guy. I didn't know that from his 1 season.
Me neither.
That's why he's not going to be successful. He was horrible.
So how long ago was he on the show?
2016, actually. I know that just because I was looking up. I don't normally keep that stat in my head.
The season they were both on was Abram's last season on the show. Probably for good.
So
Which was 2 years ago. Yeah.
So this pilot is made about 2 or 3 years after Abram comes out for the first time on these shows, and then 10 years after this, they're still doing these reality shows.
Right.
We got in the wrong line of work, man. We should have just been reality stars.
They're branding themselves. Apparently, you have to fuck a couple of broads on camera.
I'll do it if I got to be famous.
Yeah, you'll make that sacrifice.
I'll make that sacrifice.
Good for you. All this show is basically just introducing these people and saying these are who these characters
There's
are.
no narration. It's just basically it's a bunch of brothers in a car with a video camera, basically.
Right. Carrying snowboards occasionally, walking through snow a little bit.
Yeah, going on a hike.
I think it'd be like a real world, just following these guys around doing shit.
Yeah, just doing goofy stuff.
So this is way back in 2006. Did you guys see this back then? Was it posted recently? When
I
did
didn't
you
know
first
anything
know
about it until he said, "Hey, we should come on Couch Pilots and do this." I was like, "Oh, what is this?"
Did you have any interest in watching the Boys Brothers, like based on your experience with these characters?
No, I was telling Tim over dinner, the way it was filmed and everything gave me kind of a nostalgic feel for sort of how the real world and stuff worked back then, but it's completely different now.
Yeah.
Now, if it doesn't have drama, then they won't show it.
Right.
People have to be yelling at each other and throwing shit up.
Right. So what we're doing here is they're interviewing. You know, they're interviewing the brothers. They're basically interviewing themselves. On a side of a mountain, I guess. But we find out about Michael first, and they kind of talk a little bit about him, and then they talk about Abram, and he's the macho guy, the over-the-top guy. Obviously, he's fucking chicks and smearing shit on walls and beating people up.
What macho guys do.
Yeah, exactly. Then there's Daniel, right? And he's the youngest, and he is like the wannabe, they said. I don't know wannabe what, but like he's the wannabe. And then there's Patrick, who is the gay guy. He's the guy with the blonde hair and the multiple earrings.
Yep.
And so and then there's Chris, who obviously was away for the weekend or the day that they were going to do this, because they talk about him, and then the only time you see any kind of writing on the screen is like Chris couldn't be here or something like that, and they're describing him too.
He had to shift to Hardee's. He couldn't get out of it.
Right. So
yeah, there's no real story here, right?
No,
we see them kind of trekking through the woods in the snow and then describing each other.
Sure.
I think it's very much like this would be the setting, us doing stuff in this location or whatever.
Is that where they're from? Are they from Montana?
Yes.
Okay.
But they needed to do something, right? I mean, no, you're introducing people, but you need to be doing something to show their. I don't want to hear them describe each other. I want to see something and then describe. See something. I want to see, why is Abram macho? What does he do to make himself macho?
Yeah, if they would have taken the spreading of feces onto the show, maybe they would have gotten
Show us that clip of those two girls he was banging.
that $500,000, you know.
See, I thought it was going to start off strong because the very opening is one of them making the other one get out of the sunroof and sit on top of the car while they're driving.
Right.
Yeah.
So I thought it was going to be more interesting than just shit like that.
And it was downhill from there, right?
Yeah, it was
like,
Yeah, that was the best thing they did, and it wasn't even that good.
Yeah.
No,
they,
but-
they made the one brother sit like in the hatchback part of the van.
I was like,
Right.
ooh.
And then the
This
roof
will be
thing
something.
was obviously planned because they had a shot from outside too on the side of the road. So I mean, it is what it is. You know, all reality TV is like that, right? To a degree.
Yeah.
So one of them is a gay guy, Patrick, and then he says, "I have no aspirations except to travel and have fun." So all you're doing is getting a couple lines of each of these guys' personality and how they would maybe fit into the fold.
Yeah.
Right.
Anyway, there's explicit language. I did notice that.
Yeah, I caught that too. Yeah, I heard an F-bomb.
A lot of times we don't have that in our pilots because they were made for like network television.
Right.
Yeah, this was a little different because this was actually a pre-pilot, I guess.
Oh, that's
before
true.
the pilot.
Yeah.
Wow, we didn't think of it that way. This is a pre-pilot.
Pre-pilot, episode 0. They said, Chris was not available, and he's also the smart one.
Right. That's why he. That's why he's a smart one. He's
Too
like,
smart
I'm not
for
getting
this
involved
man,
in
this
this shit. You guys
stupid
are stupid.
Right.
So you're saying that they presented this to MTV and they said, "Oh, we'll do it for $500,000." Those guys left without a contract signing or anything. Just, hey, well, you know what? Fly back home. We'll send you the contract. No.
Right.
You want to give me $500,000 to do it now?
Write a check.
Well, that's MTV too, right? Like everyone says, if you work for MTV, you're not making any money. All you're doing is building a brand for
Sure.
yourself,
Yeah.
right? Everything done there is done for nothing.
And isn't that pretty much for all reality stars? They don't make a lot doing the show. It's all the appearances and all the stuff they get, spin-off stuff they can get, right? So
Right.
you're going on these shows just to get recognition, to hopefully get a brand and of some kind, and that's
Like
the way
Duck
you're making money.
Dynasty, like there's a Duck Dynasty brand toothpaste, I'm sure, right? Sure. All that shit's branded. What's that?
I said fuck them.
Oh, it's
hate
the
Duck
worst.
Dynasty.
It's the worst thing I've ever seen. I had to break up with a girl because of that once. But at the end of the show, they're like, all these brothers, we all trust each other, and they're all snowboarding.
I thought you were going to say all snorting coke.
They're
I was
all
like, I turned it off too early
That
again.
white powder, and something else I noticed at the end is like the audio is all over the place.
Yeah.
I mean, they
Some of
obviously
them-
did this themselves, right?
Yeah, and some of them are real soft when they're talking, and some of them are, I noticed that. You didn't notice that?
Yeah, no, the description even said the audio is shitty, which is ironic because Mike has gone on to be like an audio producer.
Based off of this.
I guess.
Well, he is a whatever guy. He's a whatever guy, so he's like, the audio shit here.
Did we miss
Whatever.
anything?
Whatever.
No, there's nothing to miss.
No.
Nothing happened.
We'll give you some what happened after this, maybe.
Ooh,
Okay.
Ooh.
So you remember Kara from Fear Factor?
Yes.
Yeah.
Her and Abram were together for a long time, and Abram's a fucking crazy person.
Yeah.
So the last season, Bloodlines, she was trying to flirt with another guy there, trying to
The guy with one hand?
no,
Oh.
trying to sort of build an alliance by making out with people, I guess, as you do.
That's how me and Jason got together.
While she was with Abram?
While she's with Abram wasn't there.
Boy.
And then was it Tony and his brother got hurt, or Tony got hurt?
Yeah, they had to leave the show early.
So they had to leave the show early. So they're like, we're going to bring another team in. And it turned out to be Abram and his brother Mike show up. To which then Abram is told about what happened, and he fucking loses it. Like, goes crazy.
Yeah, there's some real like behind the scenes footage of Abram finding out his girlfriend cheated on him and kind of losing his shit. It's a lot of fun.
Okay.
Oh, that'd be cool.
So they had like an after show as well.
All right.
Like a wrap up kind of thing?
Yeah, they would
Okay.
have the show, and then there'd be like an after show.
Did Chris Hardwick host it?
No.
Strong feelings about Chris Hardwick, I could tell.
Hey, me and him, that's why we're so... What do you say that when people...
Simpatico?
Simpatico.
Yeah. I was going to say copacetic.
But the after show opens with Abram screaming at a security guard because apparently for this after show, because the after show was live, they watched the episode, and he claimed he was gonna watch it with Kara in her dressing room, and they were trying to separate them, and he's like screaming at the security guard. I have it queued up. Can I just play it on
Oh, yeah,
mic?
please. By all means.
Let's see.
With Maria in that room. Do you understand me? I will do this all day long. Don't do it.
You're pushing
Take
it.
your hands off me.
You're in my-
Take
you're
your
in
hands
my
off me.
space.
You take your hands off me. Take your hands off me, buddy.
space, bro.
Take your hands off me.
Sure.
Take your hands off me. I'm gonna do this all day long. This is about as calm as I'm getting, Booth. I'm sorry, I came down. I don't give a I'm my governor. Lower your voice. Not working, man. Just lower your voice first.
My governor.
This is
No,
what
the thing
MTV
in a car
wants,
that
right?
governs your speed,
Yeah.
I think is what he's talking about.
MTV knows exactly what they're doing
Sure.
with this kind of shit. They're generating
Oh, totally.
stirring the
Volatile
pot.
people. Yeah, of course.
Totally. So it was an exciting night watching that. I'm like, he's really gonna punch a security guard. This dude's fucking nuts.
Wow.
Wow, all the shit, all the beating up. It's amazing he's not in
Yeah.
jail, right?
Yeah, and the weird thing is, you watch this pilot, pre-pilot, whatever you want to call it.
It's like a nice snowboarding kid.
Yeah, he's just like a nice guy, but
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
actually
yeah.
a fucking lunatic.
Yeah, he's a crazy person.
They should have emphasized that more, right? That'd be more of a selling point to MTV. It's like, oh, we got a crazy guy on
Right.
the mountain.
Right.
That'd be great, right?
More like a loose cannon Bam Margera sort of situation.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
right,
that'd be
yeah.
good, too. Oh, my gosh.
I personally, I want to apologize for making you guys watch this show. 'Cause
Thank you.
I've known of the existence of it for a couple years and haven't ever bothered.
And you're like, I'm waiting for a
Until-
podcast
yeah.
that would sync up with this.
I watched it today to prepare, and the whole time I'm watching, I'm like, I'm sorry to these guys. This is
We've seen some
terrible.
real horse shit. You don't have to apologize.
Was this the worst horse?
No.
No, I don't
Okay,
think so.
good. All right, good.
Crystal Cube?
Crystal Cube was
That was pretty bad.
the Tribe, and Crystal Cube was
That was
the
with-
Tribe because it was an hour and a half long,
I
and they
never
didn't
watched
talk.
it. Oh,
Oh
God.
shit, yeah, fuck that.
Oh,
Yeah, this
boy.
sucked, but at least it was short.
Yeah, that's what my wife said.
Please remain seated as we are now crossing a zone of turbulence.
So it didn't work. We know it didn't work, but why didn't it work? Do we know?
I just think there was nothing in this pilot that was worth
There was
watching.
Yeah,
no
there's
substance.
no action here. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
And supposedly, I guess then all his craziness that he did was kind of after this, right? It wasn't in 2003 or 4, or was he acting crazy in 2003, 4, or 5, whatever?
I mean, one of the seasons he got kicked off of for getting in a fight. The three-way had happened by now.
Oh,
But yeah,
Huh.
I guess like the really crazy shit
Oh.
was later.
again, I mean,
The
show
feces, yeah.
Show us that fucking freeway.
it said 2003 to 2016. That's been his MTV appearances. So by then, he's had a couple years to establish his character
Right.
on these shows. Honestly, I didn't care for this, but I don't see how this didn't go forward. They have to give these boys next to nothing to do crazy weird shit, and they would get a show out of it. This is
Right.
what they do all the time. These spinoffs. Why wouldn't?
Do you
this
think
work,
that
though?
maybe MTV saw him as a liability? Maybe they took the meeting, they let him have the meeting, but then they were like, this we could get into a lot of trouble because of whatever this guy does.
Yeah,
that's
I wonder.
possible, right?
I would say maybe, but I mean, like Tim said, we're coming off of like Jackass and stuff,
Okay.
so it seems like
And they didn't. MTV didn't get in any kind of litigation about any of that stuff, that Jackass stuff.
I don't
did
think
they?
so.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's always pending litigation for something, but
Well, in this show, and Mike, by the way, Mike's season, he was boring as shit that season. Like
he was.
besides Abram, all these guys seem just pretty boring. You know,
Yeah.
token gay guy, the token weirdo. It's just
The whatever guy.
the whatever guy. Yeah,
Guy
it's
who
just
doesn't show up.
the guy that didn't show
Right.
up. Yeah, I mean these were
The
not
smartest guy. Yeah, he was.
not exactly dynamic people.
There was just. You can have some guy sitting on a rock in the snow with a video camera from him talking about his brother, but that doesn't. And they weren't even really descriptive. It was just like these are the descriptive things they said. Mike, he is a loner, a whatever guy. And then Adrian is a macho. He's over the top. Okay. Daniel, he's the youngest, and he's gay. Or no, he's the youngest, and then Patrick's a gay guy. So it's like that's okay. That's what you told me. I'm supposed to vest interest in this when you guys are in a car and walking up and down a mountain.
I think probably the biggest problem is they probably didn't have a producer,
Sure.
since it seems like something they were just making themselves, which probably did not help their cause any.
Yeah.
I think the Abram being a crazy guy alone could push it forward with his reputation. There needs to be a conceit of this show, though. Maybe these guys travel around doing extreme sports or something.
Right.
Maybe they do that, and then
That's
they
a
just
theme,
film.
at least
Yeah,
a
have
theme, yeah.
have some sort of
Yeah.
theme to the show, and then I don't know why MTV wouldn't give them maybe $100,000 to go do something to make an actual pilot, and then make a judgment based off of that. This isn't a good representation of what these guys could do, but I don't know. Maybe there's something more that MTV knew that we didn't. But to me, as cheap as they like to make shit, why not give this some sort of chance?
So what I'm hearing you say is you would like to see them try again.
I
All the brothers should get together and try it again in 2018.
I didn't say
Really
that.
push this forward.
Right.
Really try their best.
I wouldn't watch this. I don't like this. But with what I know about reality TV, which I guess is not much, I I don't see why MTV wouldn't want to take an existing personality and do something with it.
Right.
So that's where I'm confused. But again, there might be things I don't know about that didn't happen either. But to me, it seems like, hey, this guy's he throws shit around.
Right.
Give him his own show.
Right.
So how about $100,000? We just follow Abram around the country as he tries to hook up 3-ways.
Sure.
There you go. And smears feces.
Yeah. Maybe he hooks up with that guy Mystery from the what was that show that he was on?
Yeah.
He's like the
the fucking what was that?
Hookup artist.
Oh,
Was that what it's
that
called?
sounds right.
Yeah, something like
Well,
that.
why don't they hook him up with him, and then they go around and try to fuck a bunch of broads?
Yeah, and then they have like a score counter on each side of the screen. Ching, ching.
Yeah, one guy.
Fuck me or I'll punch you in the face.
Yeah,
Like
one guy
Abram called
threatens
out.
women to sex, and the other guy wears guy liner and huge hats.
Is that Jamiroquai?
But Abram believed in this show enough that, and I only know this because I looked into Abram a little bit. Now he's got a big tattoo right here on the side of his torso that says "Boys Brothers." So he must have really believed in the concept of this show.
Or, like, believed in his brothers.
Nah,
That they exist.
that seems unlikely.
I love people like that. I know a guy I went to high school with who has his last name tattooed on his back.
Yeah.
His last name was Smith. So I guess if he ever forgets his name, be like, what was it?
Right, right.
Somebody tell me
Is it
Smith?
backwards so he can read in a mirror? Or not? Like
Oh,
ambulance?
That'd be amazing.
Wouldn't it be great to have your last name be ambulance?
I would love it.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to FCF Airport.
I don't think that
Local
worked.
time is 11:11, and the temperature is 69 degrees.
No, oh, you did add that. I'm
For
sorry, I
safety
missed it.
and comfort, please
Okay, 'cause
remain
we missed it in the
seated
last
with your
episode.
seatbelt fastened until the captain
There's a sound bite that we were missing out?
Yeah.
That's good. We're good.
I fixed it, right?
Yeah, you're good. So not a lot of people saw this. I didn't catch on YouTube when it was posted. I imagine a few years ago, maybe. I don't know. Anyway,
2011, if memory serves, but I didn't make note of that.
well, you can't find it on IMDb, which just about everything is on IMDb, but it's not.
Oh, you
there.
can't find it there?
Did you see it?
No.
Okay.
But I googled Boys Brothers, and there's another show called Boys Brothers, right? Did you get this one?
It's called Boise Boys.
Boise Boys. Okay.
Yes, and it's like a HGTV kind of DIY. We sell your property, we fix it up or some shit. I don't know.
That's what Tim brought up earlier. I'm like, I would pay to see Abram just fuck people's yards up.
Right.
That's a show.
Yeah, he comes in, he does all the deconstruction of the properties.
You know what this room needs is feces on the wall.
Right.
That's how he decorates every room.
You want to sell this house at top dollar? Let me smear my shit all over.
I'm going to need you to eat asparagus for the next week straight, and we're going to take that. It's a hue of green for shit that we can eat on this wall. No critic reviews, no viewer reviews. There's like one comment on YouTube, so that's the only thing I have, and it's Poojan Patel. It's 6 years ago. He says, "I would kill for this show to happen." I think I would kill Poojan Patel.
I think so too. Poojan, no Jan for me. No.
No Jan?
He makes bad decisions.
That's the people are not seeing this. People don't care about it,
And that's why we're talking about it.
yeah.
You want to attract listeners to your show? Talk about something that nobody's ever seen.
No one cares about. No one's googling. Yeah.
I'm so sorry to this to
We'll
you
be
guys.
there.
You guys and your show. I'm so sorry.
Oh, no. This is a pattern before you came around. Don't worry. It has nothing to do with the pilot you picked.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we start our descent, please make sure your seat backs and tray tables are in their full upright position.
Now we rate, right? We've done everything. We've bantered. Remember when we were bantering?
Yeah, that's
earlier?
good bantering.
Oh, it's so good.
My wife.
I cannot get over it.
So great.
We went back to 2006, right? We did all that stuff. We gave you the interesting facts. You played a clip of a guy screaming.
Yeah.
We did everything there is except one thing. The whole point of having this show. We could do this all day, guys. We can sit around, have a couple beers.
Let's do it.
Talk about this
keep
stuff. But there has to be a point. At the end, there has to be a reason. Again,
It has to
iTunes,
be a
iTunes
finale.
says, iTunes says, what's your finale? And it's
A crescendo.
Our rating system. And we rate based on the television show Wings, 7 being the best, 1 being the worst. 1 is a Roy Biggins. Do you guys remember the show Wings?
Of course.
Roy Biggins. Okay. And number 7, the top-notch guy, Brian Hackett. In between there's Faye Yetton, Antonio Scarpacci, Heather Locklear, and the other brother.
Yeah.
Who's Heather Locklear in the show? I don't remember her. No.
Heather, what's her name? What was it? Helen Hunt. No, Helen
Helen
Chappell.
Helen Chappell.
That's right. We haven't you know what? We need to review that.
Yeah, I think we just did it.
No, the right way. Not right now, but on another episode. Because
Okay.
I forget a lot of them now.
Played
Okay.
by Crystal Bernard,
That's very
right.
good.
who was in.
Oh, what was that with the guitar guy?
Earth Girls Are Easy.
Slumber Party Massacre.
Slumber Party
3.
Massacre.
Oh, 3?
Was it 3? I think
3.
it was 2.
Nice.
3.
Was it 3?
Is that the one where
The
there's
guitar
like
guy with the drill on the guitar.
Yes, okay. That's what I remember being on the front of that. Is like a guy with a huge guitar.
Rockstar guy, yeah, with the drill on it, yeah.
Now I have to make sure.
I think it was 2.
Rockstar. Slumber Party Massacre. Ugh. You guys have seen them?
Of course. Of course. Of course. Look at us.
You're our guests. Be our guests.
Why is Lowell not on your...
Oh.
He is. Okay, we'll run through them right now.
Okay, yeah, go through them.
One is
There's
the
a
worst,
story.
is Roy Biggins. Number 2 is Faye Cochran. You always say Faye yet, and you know you're saying.
Because it was a nurse I used to work with at Zeller.
Well, she's not part of the... She wasn't
worked
on the
at
wings.
I worked at Zeller.
Oh, wow.
He's got some stories. Number 3 is Antonio Scarpacci. Number 4 is Joe Hackett. Number 5, when we started, was Lowell Mather, Thomas Hayden Church. He was my favorite character on the show. But we did a show called Turner and Hooch, which Brian Haley, the actor Brian Haley, was on, and he responded. He gave us a massive email with a bunch of great information, and he played Bud Bronsky, who replaced Hayden Church when he left the show.
So we replaced him on the chart.
So Bud Bronsky's number 5. Number 6 is the Helen Chaplin, like you said, the bomber jacket boy.
Yep.
Brian Hackett is number 7. So Tim, I turn to you. How do you rate the Boise brothers?
Yeah, it's got to be a Biggins, right? It's got to be. It's
Number
terrible.
1. Number 1.
terrible.
With a bullet. Piece of shit.
Yeah. Remember that episode where he was snoring and they threw the shoes at him to wake him up? They had to share a cabin for some reason?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Roy Biggins?
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
Yeah.
Oh.
And he'd sweat. That's all he would is just sweat all the time.
He put grease in his hair and he produced grease
Yeah.
out of
And
his
that
skin.
little, didn't he have a little mustache? Yeah. It's got to be a Roy Biggins. Yeah, no point to this, no narrative, no story. It's just a mess of something. It's just the bullshit that. It's like I would have made that when I was 20. It's masturbation. As I like to call these shows like this. Yeah. Masturbation.
That's exactly right.
Brian, how do you rate this masturbation?
Yes, White Wolf.
Can I give it a Tony Shalhoub? What was his character's name?
Tony Shalhoub was the number 3. Antonio Scarpacci.
Yeah.
3 out of 7. You're giving it a 3 out of 7?
It's too much.
Sure. Like I did say, it did give me some nostalgic feelings for old shows on MTV. But
Sure. All right. We accept that. We don't judge here.
Captain Philip Restisher, I turn to you. How do you rate the Boise brothers?
Last week I watched the Andrews Sisters.
Right, from
and I gave it a
1951.
2. Mm-hmm. I'm giving this one a 1. A Roy Biggins 2.
Yeah.
Because there was no content. There was no meat. There was nothing for me to grab a hold of.
You like a little something to grab a hold of, right?
You know it, brother.
more cushion for the pushing?
That's right, my Boise
If you
brothers.
turn our logo 3/4, it says that. More cushion for the push.
Right.
There you go.
I will give this a 2. This is not good. There is some potential here. It is definitely not the worst thing I've seen after 150 fucking pilots, but it is bad.
Right.
This is a bad show to watch, and you should not watch it at home.
But it's only 9 minutes, so go ahead and watch it.
So go ahead and watch it.
Yeah, go ahead.
I would say don't watch it, but go ahead and watch it.
Yeah. If you know the challenge and you love Abram, this is something Abram did. But it's not good.
It's not good.
It sounds to me like you should spend your time looking for these videos of him going off and being crazy on YouTube instead of watching this.
There you go.
Exactly.
That's better content for sure.
Listen
and
to
with,
9 minutes of an old episode of Couch Pilots. There you go.
and
Broken
with
Funny
that,
Bone.
we close the book on the Boise brothers, and we will never speak of that show again.
Ever.
But join us next time, won't you please, when we watch the pilot episode of Mabel and Max. Blake always writes it down. Here's a little something to wet your whistle. New York actress Mabel, who has not worked since a heart attack, opens her home to an aspiring young actress and becomes her acting coach.
Nice. Some lesbianness going to happen on this one.
You can find the entire episode of Mabel and Max by subscribing to Couch Pilots and SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or your favorite podcast app of choice, and then simply click on one of our classic label links.
Use the damn period, Jason. Jason, put a period in there.
It's too much sentence.
Put a period or 2 in there.
Or go to YouTube. Tim?
Yeah, go to YouTube.
Yeah, go to
Let 'em
YouTube.
know.
And you know what to do, too.
No. Just he says, yeah, go to YouTube.
I didn't know the follow-up line. Sorry.
No.
Should we try it again?
No, it's funnier when the guests don't know it and then we just leave it. That's the funny part.
Next time I'll get it.
Or next time you could contact us, Blake.
Yeah, you can dial the dial-in number is the first one, and everybody knows the dial-in number.
Yep.
It's 910 Pilots 1,
Yep.
which if you have a phone that you need to know what touch-tone phone, the number would be 1-910-745
Right.
1520.
Sure. Yeah, call
No,
that.
come on.
Call that number.
Tell 'em what the
Should
real
we call
number
that number and see what happens?
No. What's the number?
It's 910-745-6871.
I was close. 6871 is the only thing I got wrong.
Yeah, you only got 4 of the 10 wrong. That's pretty good.
You can also go to couchpilotspodcast.com. That's where you can listen to the show. You can go to all our social medias there, emails from there. Or you can go to our Patreon page, patreon.com/couchpilots, where we have a plethora of incentives for you to donate to the show.
Is nudes one of the incentives?
Yeah, I'll put that on there.
Nudes?
Hey, folks, especially just for September only, anyone that signs up for Patreon in September, autographed picture of Jason with a muscle shirt on.
Oh, my God. I hate your guts. Yeah, there's a bunch of great ways to contact the show. You're accumulating frequent flyer points. You can turn those in for goods and services rendered, of course. I would like to say thank you to White Wolf and Tim for coming in today. And do you guys want to give one last hot plug for each of your shows?
I will say my people thank you as well.
Okay.
You're the first Indian we've ever had on.
We love Indians.
Native American.
Native American.
Sorry. Potato.
My uncle's Indian, though. Continue.
Native American?
No, Indian.
Okay.
Dot. The dot, not the feather.
That's really
Wow.
very accurate.
Yeah, thank you.
Not offensive.
Yeah, if you like MTV reality shows, listen to our shitty podcast called Challenged. GeekNerdery.com. That has the information, and there's other shows there.
Yes.
Cool. You're the horror podcast. Was it considered a horror podcast?
Yeah, horror, cult,
Okay.
exploitation. Midnight Drive-In, also on geeknerdery.com. So go to geeknerdery.com.
You guys say that so fast. Geeknerdery.com?
Geeknerdery.com.
Nerdery. Yes, both quality shows. Check
Sure.
them out. I enjoy them.
We have a good time with you guys.
Yeah,
It's fun.
It's a lot of fun. Do you have a message of positivity you'd like to give our our listeners before we go?
Well, I got one for our fans and one for our listeners. No, we have a couple guys here that we've just met, a couple 3 months ago through podcasting. We're building friendships through podcasting. So my message of positivity is reach out to other people with your interests. You'll make friendships. You'll become a better person. That's what I got.
Okay.
And
beautiful.
as always,
Podcast like you mean it.
I'm
Podcast
tearing
like
up.
you mean
Like
it.
that was beautiful.
Thanks.
That's
Beautiful.
Well, this pilot may have been rough, but it is always a smooth flight here on Couch Pilots. Thanks, everyone, and we'll see you next time.
Bye. You can say goodbye to your wives or anything before I...
Bye, wife.
She's not listening to this.
Bye, wife.
We'd like to
My wife.
There you go.